When I was 26, there was a 62-year-old woman who broke my heart while I was on vacation with my boyfriend. Let me explain. Sounds crazy. Yeah, there was a huge age gap between us, and I was dating a man. This sounds absolutely insane, but let me break it down. So whenever I met my then boyfriend, I literally told him, hey, if I'm going to date you, you need to know that I am bi. But I am not acting on this because I'm a Christian girly, and I'll just marry you if this goes well. The whole goal when you're a Christian girly is getting married to a man. So that is what the plan was. And about 2 years into our relationship, I realized that I could not shake the attraction I had to women. And the more and more he would talk about getting me an engagement ring, I would get nervous. I always had excuses. And I really loved him. Just now I know I loved him as a friend, but I really loved him. And I didn't want to end it because I really thought I could live with this man forever. We get along so well. He's really nice to me. He treats me kindly. He's not mean to me. I had really had some pretty mean relationships with men before that. So anyway, he literally tells me when I come to him with this, and it's a long story, but to summarize it, I am having dinner, and COVID had just ended, and not women, I always have women on mine, people had to stay 6 feet apart from each other, right? But at restaurants sometimes, especially in the South, people would not follow the 6-foot rule. So I'm at this sushi bar, and this lady comes up to me and she taps me and is like, can I sit here? And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm immune compromised. At the time my boyfriend was immune compromised. I was thinking to myself, I'm not even turning around. This woman's an idiot. She's in my 6 feet. She needs to go. So I'm just going to ignore her. So I just keep talking to him, and I'm like, I'm going to ignore this fool who doesn't respect the 6-foot rule. And I get another tap on the shoulder, and then I turn around and I'm like, you can sit here. Because she's like, can I sit here? Can I sit here? And I'm like, I'm going to ignore her. And I get the second tap, and I'm like, yes, you can. And in that moment, it was so weird. I walked out of that restaurant after talking with her for a while, and just things clicking and me feeling attraction towards someone, which I hadn't felt with my boyfriend. I walked out and I said, babe, I know I told you I was bi when we started this relationship, that I really wouldn't act on it, but I have to know what it's like. I can't stop denying that I am attracted to women. I don't know what to do. And he was like, just figure it out. I love you. I want you to figure it out. At this point, the world probably thought we were polyamorous and swinging, which I know are two different things, which I guess we were technically polyamorous even though nothing happened. But I was open to meeting anyone because I'm I have to figure this out. I can't just marry this guy. He is ready to go. He is talking to my parents about diamonds. I got to figure this out real fast. So fast forward about 6-8 months later, this lady, I'm on a little walk, and she's there, and I don't know, it was weird. We had this moment where we both backed up. We were on our hot girl walks, and I was like, hey, and she was like, hey, and she was like, do you want to come in my house? Do you want to see my piano? And I was like, I want to see your piano. And we just hit it off. It was amazing. So there was that, and I within 2 weeks was just literally obsessed. She was very, very sexually explicit with me about what she wanted. And I was like, well, I would like a real relationship because I am in a relationship with my partner. And because of my religious trauma, I don't just have random sexy time. I didn't realize then what it was like to be demisexual, where you actually don't really develop a sexual attraction. You can have a physical attraction, but not a sexual attraction to someone without feeling emotional safety and getting to know them. I didn't realize that's a thing and what I had. But anyway, I'm trying to negotiate this with her. I'm like, no, I don't just want a sexual relationship. I'd really like to have something deeper. And it was really hard to get any woman to take me seriously whenever I had a freaking boyfriend, a whole boyfriend. So yeah, when people nowadays like to say oh, you don't like polyamorous people, I was I was trying to be polyamorous people at one point. I tried. Anyway, at the end of the day, my boyfriend never saw me kiss another girl. There was nothing crazy, dramatic, sexy about this conquest for me to find a girlfriend. It was literally just find your truth, Sophia, and come back to me with it. He was so respectful throughout the whole thing. I did. I ended up really falling for this lady, even though she wasn't emotionally available for me. She was still very hung up on a man. And it broke my heart. And my boyfriend took me away for my birthday to a very nice place. And the entire time I cried about this woman. I cried my heart out, like literally blowing out my birthday candles. And then the next day when she hadn't texted me happy birthday, she hadn't texted me happy birthday after we had been talking for like a month. It was like devastating to my soul. I sent her this like picture of me on the beach where I knew my butt looked good. And she took like 4 hours to just say hey back to it. No little fire emojis. No like, oh my God. Like we had a thing. And then all of a sudden she's treating me like shit because I guess this man was like back in her world. I was heartbroken. And you know what my boyfriend did? He comforted me the whole time. That man had to know, dude, she is gay. Like, if we'd ever have a little spiff, I never cried. I didn't care. I mean, I cared, but I didn't care. I was so gay. Anyway, that ended up fizzling out later on. And I had only kissed her. Like, it was just like a little truly in the closet thing. Literally would make out in her closet. And we were like 30 years apart. Not absolutely nuts. Literally freaking absolutely nuts. But beyond that, it didn't last long. I ended up meeting a lady on TikTok. She commented on my videos and then we met. My boyfriend knew we were going to meet up. We developed a very emotionally tight relationship. And after 45 days of talking, I flew to her and everything happened. And as soon as I did the deed with the lady, I was like, I am not bi, nor am I polyamorous. Because if anyone touches my woman, they will lose a hand. I will go to jail. In that moment, I was like, polyamory isn't for me. God bless you if it's for you, but it's not for me. Anyway, after that, I decided I'm just going to end things with him. We did. It was peaceful, amicable breakup, conscious uncoupling. And then we ended up going our separate ways. I was working for him at the time. I left with nothing, like literally a little bit of savings. That's it. Like I had to start my entire life over. I thought I was going to marry him. We were already like living together, sharing a house, sharing a car, sharing all the things. And I had my own car too, thank God. But like I was very dependent on him in a lot of ways. And work for him. So that was really scary. Within a couple years, I was fine again. I built myself back up. And one of the things I noticed as I'm trying to find my life partner, the love of my life, because I know at this point I am not polyamorous. I am truly looking for a wife. I'm looking for a very traditional relationship just with a woman. I was like, there's a monogamy shortage in the queer community. Like, and no hate, because there was a time for me where I was figuring it out, right? Like I was exploring all the different flavors of the rainbow. Even though I don't hook up with people, like I was open to going on dates. I really wanted to try everything out. I was even open to polyamory, so I wouldn't have to let go of him or her. Anyway, long story short, I created a lesbian dating platform only for lesbians who are actively seeking monogamy, looking for their future wife for life, because I just couldn't find it. Like it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Someone who has their life together, someone who knows what they want. And after all the shit I went through, I realized I knew what I want. And I realized there were other lesbians like that I would talk to, but not like talk to like that. Like we weren't into each other, but we were all looking for the same thing. So I created something. I ended up creating the Queer Country Club and bringing in all kinds of lesbians from around the world who actually have their lives together and are looking for that one wife for life. And there are some beautiful inside and out women inside there. And if you're interested in joining, there's already women falling in love. DM me the words future wife, and I'd love to send you an application. Okay, that's the story.